What's up, everybody? It's Justin. Welcome to Live Ask Me Anything number 94. This is a Thanksgiving special. I'm trying to think of how many Thanksgiving specials I've had. I don't know. I think maybe just two, because I think I started doing AMAs. No, I think I might have started the first AMA. AMA number one, I think might have been in November, which would be 2 years ago, which would be like over 2 years for Clovis now, which is crazy, right? Is that right? Is that right? That can't be right. Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Because it's AMA number 94, but obviously we've skipped. There's been several weeks where I've been away or whatever, where I've skipped AMAs. So yeah, I'd imagine we're over 100 weeks into Clovis now, which is kind of crazy. Nuts to think about. Thank you guys that are here or that are going to be here on basically a holiday week. As I know, a lot of people, basically Monday through Friday of Thanksgiving week is off for a lot of people. And I get it. I've just been chilling, having a lot of fun today. I've been driving around a Tesla, which is freaking awesome. I have a Tesla from today until Friday, and really considering a purchase with a Tesla for a new source of income. So that's a little weird. I'll share that as time goes on. If I decide to go down that road, I'll share that with you guys. But I really have some interesting stuff happening behind the scenes that I might try. I'm constantly, as you guys know, the reason why I'm here in this house, this is an Airbnb that my family owns, that I'm in because my Airbnb is rented out right now and this one was open. So I'm staying here in this big giant 5-bedroom thing downtown Nashville. If you want to come hang out with me, come on down, right? So I'm always exploring new sources of income, and did the Airbnb at my house, and now thinking about actually using the Tesla as a source of income. So if that happens, if I go down that road, I'll share that with you as that progresses. But anyway, what's up, Laura? Happy Thanksgiving Eve. Yes, happy Thanksgiving Eve, Clovis Tribe. I love that you guys are here, that you want to do this with me on a Wednesday before Thanksgiving. For those of you that aren't here, maybe you'll be commuting or driving to a friend or family's house or something, and you can listen to this podcast tomorrow while you're driving with your family, right? So what I did for this particular episode was I went into the Facebook groups and asked people for particular things. I said, listen, let's talk about what your biggest challenge is for the holidays, because there's a lot of challenges around the holidays. We know this, right? And then what's the thing that you're most thankful for? Hey, Judy, what's up? So I got a lot of responses, and it was great. And it really helped me piece together some stuff that I just want to talk about tonight. So I just want to hang out with you tonight. Let's just hang out and chat. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you want to talk about. What's up, Cindy? Hello. And we'll dive in, or just as I start to dig into stuff, and I'm going to read you a lot of comments tonight. There's a lot of comments. So I'm going to read them just kind of as they were written. We'll go over the first part, kind of like the struggles that some people are dealing with, and then we're going to go into what these people are thankful for. And I really want to talk about that at the end. What are we thankful for? You know, what's the holiday all about? Because we live in a world in 2019, particularly a world of consumerism. If you were to even go back 10 years, you know, prior to YouTube and prior to iPhones and all these things, the consumerism was intense, but it's never been intense as it is now. You know, I look at it with nieces and nephews. I look at my parents running around getting gifts for their grandkids, and it's like, oh my God, the amount of money that is spent, the amount of abundance, the amount of just over giving, I think that happens is really kind of taking away from the holidays, and the holidays become very stressful. I see a lot of memes going around that are a little disturbing to me. There's memes around the holidays, like literally like these depressing memes of like, it's okay, you know, it's just one day, it's just the holidays. It's okay if you're in the bathroom crying because your family made you cry, or like whatever. I'm like, wow, some people really have these really challenging situations that they're in, you know, and this is real stuff. And you guys know that I like to dig into real stuff in Clovis. So let's dig into some real stuff, everybody. Click the like button, click the happy button, click the smiley face, click the thumbs up, the heart, all the things that get the engagement going. Leave some comments, tag your friends if you want them to be here. And let's see here. So common issues. Let's talk about the most common issues. So I'm just going to read you guys what was submitted here, right? So Lori says, doing too much and wearing myself out. We are starting to say no to some things, gatherings, etc., so we can enjoy ourselves. Great comment. I love that one. Danielle says, hello. It's a combo of people-pleasing and self-confidence doubts. This Thanksgiving, I'll be with family I haven't spent a lot of time with in the past 5 to 8 years, and I know I'll feel that I need to be on stage most of the time. Not a big deal, although my goal is to be as authentic as possible. I'm also not one who wants to drink a ton, and the wine will be a flowing in the group. I'll have to remember to find the humor in it all. Love that as well, because that's really the story of my life. Is I didn't know if performer Justin even had an on and off switch. I couldn't tell the difference anymore after 17 years as an entertainer, right? Michelle says, people pleasing, gift giving, overdoing it. I stress about making holiday time memorable and amazing when in reality, I miss out on connection and making memories with the rest of my family and friends. This year, I decided to have an immediate family-only Thanksgiving at home. Our Friendsgiving, friends who are family, is Sunday, and I delegated out jobs and dishes to every guest, which is huge for me, but I'm still overdoing it. Yes. So this is a huge thing that I saw. And what I really want to touch on here was a lot of these comments are pretty vague. I thought maybe they'd be more detailed, like I have this problem with my mom, or this problem with my brother, or this problem with my cousin Joey, or whatever, like these things that tend to come up in these. It's like an episode of Shameless or something in some households. We know that to be the truth. But the thing that you'll see here is these things are kind of vague, and they're vague for a reason. And I'll dig into the reality of this for you, okay? So what's happening is this idea of people pleasers. People don't actually pressure us to be people pleasers. That's what we want to say. We want to say that people pressure us to be people pleasers. Not true. It's not external. It's internal, right? So if somebody asks you for a favor and you say no, they're probably going to forget it 5 minutes later. You're the one that will dwell on it. We're the ones that lay in bed at night like, oh my God, I said no, I can't believe it. What are they going to think of me, right? So I was this way for many, many years, and I was the king of people pleasers. And I'm actually I won't even go to like nitty gritty details of the people pleaser thing, because I think I genuinely went through about 10 years at like the peak of music career type stuff, where I literally felt this responsibility. Like I felt like my entire being belonged to the world, just belonged to other people. My needs meant nothing. I was the super talented entertainer guy, and thus it was my responsibility to make everyone else happy, regardless of how I ever felt. It doesn't matter if you have a shitty day. If you have a gig at night, you have to get on stage and be all smiles, and you are there for everyone else, and you give up a lot of yourself doing that. It doesn't work out well for a lot of famous musicians. There is a reason for that. But anyway, yes. So I was a people pleaser as well. So I get it. But the thing is, after all my years of self-actualization, like I talked about last week, and journaling and meditation and mindfulness, daily practice, therapy, all the things I've done, what I figured out is this term people pleasing is dumb, and we should stop using it. So I challenge you to stop using the term people pleasing, because it sounds too damn happy, right? Too easy to just roll off the tongue. Well, I'm a people pleaser. No, you're not. So if you want to really see your behavior change, I challenge you to do away with the term people pleaser and replace it with the term self-abandonment, because that's what it is. It's not pleasing other people. It's abandoning yourself, particularly abandoning your inner child. I've talked to you guys about inner child work. I've done a lot of inner child work personally, and it's been very meaningful for me. But literally, like the little dude or the little girl inside you just gets thrown on the back burner completely while you just obsess over their needs. Your needs are just shit. They don't matter at all. So this is like the equivalent of turning a blind eye when you witness child abuse. You're just allowing this to happen to yourself over and over and over. And then you get mad and spiteful and resentful at other people. Well, I'm people pleasing. People are constantly demanding of me. Yeah, and you can always say no. Always, always, always. That's an option. So you're doing this to yourself. This is internal. And I say this because I did it for over a decade. I'm telling you, I was the king of it, right? People pleasing, again, not people pleasing, self-abandonment is literally just the manifestation of deep insecurity, deep insecurity, deep feelings of unworthiness, deep feelings of you're only worthy of love if you do what's expected of you, feelings that people will forget you or you won't be included in the future if you say no this one time. So you just cave to everyone's every need, right? But remember, it's not them making you feel this way. It is your internal self-talk. That's all. And you can change it. You can change that self-talk. But the thing is, it's scary. It's scary to do things differently than other people do. It's scary to not be at the top of your game. Like, I'll give you an example. My song, my favorite part of Christmas is in the movie Finding Santa on the Hallmark Channel. So Christmas comes and awesome. I get a check from the Hallmark Channel because my music, I'm singing and it's awesome. Stephanie Tanner's dancing to it. Makes me happy every time I see it. But you see these movies, like these Hallmark movies and everything, everything is picture perfect. The tree, the decorations, the cookie baking. Somehow they're baking cookies and no one is messy. There's no eggs or flour anywhere. Like everything is perfect and the cookie cutters are perfect and the parade is amazing and everyone's happy and the hot chocolate is delicious, right? So we just feel this thing. That's what we have to do. We have to be the Hallmark movie. We have to be like everybody else. It's got to be perfect. I am the perfect mom. I'm the perfect mom and my mom and in-law expects me to be this way, blah, blah, blah. So this self-abandonment, people-pleasing thing is huge, right? And the reason for that, there's a great quote by a guy named James Clear who wrote the book Atomic Habits. And he says, people would rather be right and with the crowd than be, what is the term? I think I wrote it down. Yeah, would rather be right and with the crowd than wrong and by themselves. So it's scary to be different. Right? Being different, doing things differently is quite isolating. Like my family knows that I'm like not religious. I am very spiritual. I don't really see Christmas the way that they see Christmas. I don't see Thanksgiving the way that they see Thanksgiving. I don't think about the traditions or blah, blah, blah. If I don't want to go somewhere, I don't go. Sorry, not going to do it. Right? But it's a scary thing. We feel like we have to do it the way that everybody else does so we don't end up isolated. That's really what it is. It's a fear of isolation, a fear of loneliness. So this self-abandonment, people-pleasing thing is really big, you know? And I will tell you as the guy who's the weird guy, like I am the weird guy for sure. How many of your friends and family that are not Clovis have like seen a few clips of me and they're like, that guy is nuts. I don't know how you listen to him. I don't know what his deal is. Like I'm telling you, the amount of people that have giggled at me or rolled their eyes at me or laughed at me or said, Clovis is silly. Why are you doing this thing? Why don't you eat this? Why do you work out so much? Why do you this, blah, blah, blah. The amount of people that have just talked about me behind my back or whatever has got to be in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds at this point. So if I really cared about that, I wouldn't be here with you. If I just cared about fitting in, a lot of my daily like self-practice, my meditation, mindfulness, journaling, and all that stuff is to build up a tolerance, an actual genuine, authentic acceptance of the fact that my life is going to come with a certain degree of isolation because I choose to be steadfast in my beliefs. I choose virtue over acceptance, right? So that might mean that I have a much smaller tribe of much more deep connections than the million acquaintances I had when I was Justin from YouTube and TV shows. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing, and Justin the musician. I had a bazillion more friends, and those friends are really nowhere to be found now that I don't drink or anything like that. So anyway, I'm ranting now. This always happens on these AMAs. But I'm just saying that you just have to be okay with being a little bit different, and you have to set boundaries, right? You shouldn't go anywhere that you don't want to go. Like this peer pressure thing, this people-pleasing thing on Thanksgiving. It's like, if you don't want to go to your mom's house because every time you go to your mom's house, you get in a big fight with your mom, don't go. Just don't. And don't lie about it. Tell her why. I'm not going because of this, because every time I go to your house, we do XYZ every year, and I want to enjoy my own Thanksgiving for once in my life, and I will come back to Thanksgiving when you decide to behave differently, right? So this is going to be a really awkward year. You might be literally sacrificing a year of awkward tension or whatever, but you might also be opening the door to healing that is needed to happen for a long time. The next thing you know, your next 20 years with mom are way better because you finally addressed the elephant in the room. If you think that every time you knock on your mom's door, you're like, oh God, we're going to get in a fight again. I know we're going to get in a fight. You don't think that she's opening the door on the other side going, oh God, if I could just not get in a fight with her this year, blah, blah, blah. She's doing the same thing, right? She knows. It's not a secret. No big secret. It's crazy, right? So just say no to the things that you don't want to do. And don't lie about it. Set up boundaries. Anything you ever do, Derek Sivers has a great quote, just hell yes or no. Everything you ever agree to should be a hell yes. There should be no lukewarm about your commitments, right? It should be a hell yes or a no. So if you're struggling with this thing, this number one thing that I see come up in these comments and the AMA submissions that I got, it's just this idea of people pleasing, which again, we're reframing as self-abandonment, right? So I see the holidays as a time for reflection. Like last week when I talked about self-actualization and all that, this is a time to go inward. So remember that the answers lie within you. The pressure you feel for people pleasing or self-abandonment, that's internal. So the answers always lie within you. Go internal. That's where you're going to figure out where this stuff comes from, right? Not going to come from me. I can't give you your answers. I can tell you like, hey, you might want to start journaling, might want to start meditating. That's probably good advice to help you go inward, but I can't give you the answers. The answers come from you, your daily practice when you go inward. Through those daily practices, the answers reveal themselves of why you're playing these habits on repeat year after year after year, right? Like you want to know why you can't stop abandoning yourself? Get quiet and go inward. Do you want to know why every night at 10 p.m. you reach for the pint of ice cream? Because you're lonely? Get quiet, go inward. Why have your last 3 relationships failed the exact same way? And it's like you dated a clone of the same person. Get quiet, go inward. Why do you allow mom to push your buttons and poke at you every Thanksgiving and get in a fight? Why does this happen without fail? Get quiet, go inward. This is where the answers are. You see what I'm saying? Get quiet and go inward. Because if you're running around the holidays and it's just this like, I'm so stressed out, it's so crazy, there's so much to do. If like Halloween to New Year's is just a blur because you're like, I have so much and people expect so much of me and the holidays are crazy and I have to buy gifts and it's all bananas and everything has to be perfect and I'm fighting and blah, 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 and everything's crazy, right? That is the chaos of your internal environment manifesting itself, period. That's the chaos that you feel inside of yourself. That chaos manifesting, spilling out into the world. This is what it is. It's a feeling of unrest within you that is coming out. So go inward, right? Because the truth is, here's what you need to understand. The truth about tomorrow, Thanksgiving, is you could literally cancel all of your plans 5 minutes before the dinner time. And it doesn't matter. Okay? At the end of the day, it doesn't. The world won't stop spinning. The world will not implode. Your family will not stop speaking to you, right? You could literally send text to all your loved ones and just be like, just can't do it today. Taking a me day. Me and my spouse are going to go catch a movie, cook a little dinner at home with a glass of wine and some ice cream. And we're just going to enjoy each other because it's a holiday and I don't want to fill the holiday with more stress. I've just been too stressed in 2019 and I'm taking a day for myself. Anybody would understand that. Nothing is urgent. Nothing. I am telling you, if there's one thing I've learned from foreign travel when I go away and I'm on a 13-hour time difference, nothing is urgent. Nothing is urgent. Let me repeat this to you. None of it. The holidays are supposed to be fun, things that you're choosing to do, right? But we're afraid that if we don't do exactly what is expected of us, exactly what others do, if we don't participate the exact same way that the rest of society participates, if our holidays don't look like the Hallmark movie, somehow we will be less loved. That's the heart of the whole thing. It's just a fear. It's fear of isolation, fear of not being loved, right? So anything that you do tomorrow, anything that you participate in tomorrow, Christmas, New Year's, anything you participate in, you should be participating in it because you want to, because you choose to with your whole heart, not choose to out of fear of isolation or fear of some kind of twisted obligation, right? So my challenge to you on the holidays is to only do the things that you're choosing to do with your whole heart. Only the things you're choosing with your whole heart because you genuinely want to, right? That's it. Doing it because you feel obligated is the antithesis of what the holiday should be about. So that's just kind of a little spiel on people pleasing, right? You're much cooler now though, bud. Thank you very much. I don't people please. I just do me now. Exactly. Right. I know, Charity, I know exactly what you mean. I say no a lot and don't mind being myself. That's fantastic. It takes a lot of people a long time to get there, me included. I never had an off switch. I was not really authentic. It was just, oh, everybody expects Justin from the stage. I'm going to be that guy. Like, I'm going to be the guy on stage all the time, you know? It's crazy. So what else we got? Yeah, people are talking about movies and stuff. What is this? Annis, we made a rule in our family for kids that kids get one big toy they want, one thing they need, and one gift that we make for each other. Since family will buy the kids tons of toys, it's less stressful. That's awesome. I love that. I really, really love that. That's great. That's a Christmas trick, and it's awesome. Jackie, you don't owe anyone 1 second of your time. Doesn't matter who they are to you. I hate seeing people feeling obligated to people who do not feel obligated to treat you with respect. Yes, 100%. And that's the thing is it's like, you know, I find that a lot of people, particularly, there are certain things you need to do. There's certain realities, like if you want to, you need to, right? So I want to see my mom. I want to see my dad. I want to see my brother and his kids. I want to, W-A-N-T. But I have the realities of a split household. So I am going to go to a location to see my dad. Then I'm going to leave that location to see my mom. Then I'm going to leave that location to see my brother and his kids. Or then I might go out with friends after, right? So that's just kind of the crazy reality of this situation. These are all things that I want to do. But to Jackie's point here, it's like, well, what if I just said, I want to do it in my house. I'm going to be at my house, and anybody who wants to come by and see me can come by and see me. What if I just did that? I'm in this big 5-bedroom place tomorrow. What if I said, yeah, guys, it's cool. Like, do your dinner or whatever. I'm going to be here all day. I'm just going to be chilling, doing my thing. If you want to see me, come see me. Like, Dad, come over at 1 and come see me after your dinner. Mom, come over at 5, come see me, whatever. Like, you know, and if they just think that that's weird, wait, what? You want me to come see you? Well, yeah, I was going to come see you. What the hell? You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be this family politics, who goes where, whatever. You should be able to do whatever you want to do on that day. If you decide that you just want to stay home, it's your holiday. Literally, it's your holiday. Everybody, do what you want to do. Big deal, right? So the other big challenge that I saw in comments was, of course, this is always going to come up with nutrition, running a nutrition company. But again, Clovis is a lifestyle company. You guys know that. This is the peer pressure / debates challenge. People that want to peer pressure you, people that want to debate you, people that want to look at your plate and wonder why your plate looks different than theirs and ask you what diet you're on and blah, 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 right? This is the big thing. So obviously I have this famous quote, "Stop shitting in the punch bowl, you dick," that we're going to repost on Instagram. It was actually something I said over Easter, 2 Easters ago, and the video just translates well to each and every holiday of just, there's no reason to debate nutrition. There's no reason to judge people's plates. There's no reason to validate your decision. You don't have to say, no, thank you, I don't eat bread. No, thank you, Diet Coke is poison. Just say, no, thank you. That's it. Leave it alone. Don't feel the need to be right, okay? That's a big deal. So let's read a couple comments here. John says, honestly, I like this one a lot. John says, honestly, I don't really feel I come across any challenges I can't overcome at holiday gatherings. I'm at a point now in my journey where things like desserts, cakes, cookies don't even tempt me. I load up the good food and don't even think about the junk. I don't worry about the alcohol since I'm always with Amanda and Kay, and as a responsible husband, father, adult, the drinking is very limited since I have to drive us home. That's great, man. Sean says, biggest challenge is people saying, oh, it's Thanksgiving, you have to live. I know, dumbest line ever, but we will get to that. And then Cindy says, hi, I do not feel I have a challenge to overcome for tomorrow's meal. I have no concerns over it. I will eat what I want if I want it. That's the beauty of all this. I have choices and make better ones now because of my awareness. That's the thing. If you have awareness, understand that the decision you have to make tomorrow is just, what do you want to do? Again, let's get to that word, W-A-N-T. What do you actually want to do? Don't eat something because someone else wants you to eat it. Just don't. That's crazy. But I made this pie. You mean you're not going to eat it? Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Do you think I need to eat your pie in order for me to show my love to you? Well, you're a fucking crazy person. Okay? That's ridiculous. I just don't want the pie. Can I give you a hug? I'll give you a 5-minute hug if you don't make me eat your pie. Okay? I don't want it. It's silly. When you really stop and think about this stuff, it's so silly, right? Don't feel that peer pressure. Don't do things that you don't want to do and lose the desire to be right, okay? So when I say this like funny line of like, stop shitting in the punch bowl, you dick, and all that, right? We all know that loved ones, for whatever reason, nobody can push buttons quite like the people that love you the most in the world. This is just the way that it goes. Well, I know how to push my mom's buttons like crazy. I know how to push my little sister's buttons. I could start World War III if I wanted to, right? Anybody can do that with their family. We all can, right? Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean you should do it, but it's the reality of the situation. But the thing is, you have to be the bigger person, okay? You have to know when it's coming. Parents, in-laws, siblings, whatever. So when I talk about this inner child stuff, like the manifestation of ego and insecurity, see it in your loved ones. That's it. Just flip the script. See it in your loved ones. So when they come to you and they're, why are you eating that? How come you're not eating dessert? How come you're not eating bread? They're poking and they're challenging is simply their own manifestation of their own ego and their own deep insecurities. It's the same thing. They're poking at you from the same place that you people please from, right? They're projecting this on you. That's it. So when that happens, all you got to do is be the bigger person. Just don't fight back. So the example I like to tell people is like, if you are in the room with a 3-year-old and this 3-year-old picks a fight with you and says like, I know you are, but what am I? Like that kind of bullshit. Like, would you fall into that trap and get into an argument with a 3rd grader? No, of course not. But we fall into the trap every damn time with certain adults who press certain buttons. So what you end up with is this funny scene of two grown-ups, well, paleo is better. No, evidence says, science says this, blah, blah, blah. It's back and forth, right? It looks like two grown-ups arguing, but that's not it. It's quite comical if you stop and think about it. You have two 3-year-olds in grown-up bodies who are just screaming at each other, and neither one really knows what they're talking about, if we're honest about it, right? So tomorrow when you get poked or challenged, just picture that person as a 3-year-old. Picture their 3-year-old self trying to get a rise out of you. How would you walk away from a 3-year-old? You don't explain yourself to a 3-year-old. You just move on. You smile and nod and move on, right? Or a trick that works 100% of the time when you're getting poked at, prodded at, if they are really pushing, because we know adults can push a lot more than 3-year-olds in reality, right? Is just excuse yourself. Man, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom, 3 to 5 minutes, come back. The conversation will probably be forgotten already in the time that you're gone. But in the same sense, you could come back and just say, hey, man, I just went to the bathroom and somebody texted me and have you heard XYZ, something about the news, whatever, change the topic. Just remove yourself from the situation, take a breather, come back. Just be the bigger person. Tomorrow is not about debates, who's right, nutrition. It's not about that at all. It's not about judging people and their decisions either, because you might have 300-pound family members who are going back for a third piece of pie, and it's Thanksgiving. Keep your mouth shut, okay? The other one that people struggled with is, I guess, what we would just call discipline and temptation. So not even peer pressure. The last thing we talked about is peer pressure, but now we're talking about really internal pressure again. So obviously people pleasing, self-abandonment, that comes internally. The need to fight back when someone pokes you, again, internal. These are all internal things, the ego getting poked and scratched at. Now we're talking about internal pressure of I have the temptation to eat XYZ, the temptation to do ABC, right? So that's what we're talking about now. So here's a couple comments. Marilyn says, the turkey dressing, some call it stuffing, has always been a favorite of mine. No nutritional value to speak of, but wonderful comfort food. However, I have come too far to give in now. I will power through, okay? Tiffany says, I don't celebrate the holidays, but the attitude this week through the end of the year is, quote, it's a special time. It doesn't matter. One bite won't hurt you, end quote. So it's difficult to keep the mindset of this being my life. It's difficult with all the external attitudes and pressures, right? Amber says, making/decorating sugar cookies with my kids to give away for Christmas is one of my biggest challenges. Plus, I always go for the mac and cheese at family gatherings. I haven't made it in a couple years, and I've been requested to bring it this year. But I'm thankful for learning all that I have this far, and I'm working on mindset that certain foods are just not worth it. So keep that in your mind. We're going to talk about that. Certain foods are just not worth it. I agree with that completely. Stephanie says, biggest challenge is definitely sweets. Jessica says, biggest challenge is not drinking too much this time of year. So again, we're talking about nutrition, sweets, alcohol, self-control, right? It's just a lot of self-control issues. Now, the thing to think about is we're going to go back to different things I've said in different AMAs. This is the time. If you're going to cheat, and I never tell you to cheat, I'm not telling you to cheat, but if you're gonna, this is the time, right? All you have to do is prioritize. What I loved about Amber's comment is she said certain foods are just not worth it. The thing is, most foods are just not worth it, right? If you really think about most of what gets put out on Thanksgiving, most of it is really not worth it, okay? So all I want you to do is, if you're gonna go a little bit outside of Clovis, if you're gonna cheat or whatever, don't go off the rails, but if you're gonna cheat a little bit, then make it a tradition. Like, some food traditions can be really wonderful, even if they're not healthy for you. But let me give you a few examples. Ask yourself, do you want your beautiful food Thanksgiving tradition to be homemade apple pie a la mode? Like, do you want that to be your tradition? Or do you want to eat the shitty white bread dinner roll that someone picked up at Walmart for 49 cents on their way over to the house so they didn't show up empty-handed? Those little bullshit rolls that everyone has, the little cube rolls, whatever those things are. I don't even know what they're made out of, right? Do you really want that to be a tradition? Leave that alone and have the slice of grandma's apple pie, right? Do you want your aunt's homemade pumpkin pie with whipped cream to be your tradition? Or do you want the bullshit sugar cookie with white frosting and sprinkles that came in a plastic sleeve from the CVS down the street? Make the decision. Prioritize. Do you want grandma's world famous homemade stuffing with gravy, or do you want to nibble on the plate of Cracker Barrel cheese and crackers, right? I mean, really? No. Just think about that for a second. It's insane. It's all this little nibbly bullshit. Fuck off, Cracker Barrel. I don't need your Cracker Barrel weird white and yellow cheese that everyone buys the same platter of, little square cubes of cheese and weird salami and crackers with salt. What the hell is that? Don't waste your food on that. That's insane. Wait for the amazing homemade stuff, right? That's the way to do it. You just need to prioritize. I've talked a ton in AMAs about when to cheat, when not to cheat. So big examples. When I was in Thailand, I ate Thai food. When I was in Norway, I ate fermented sourdough bread from a local artisan bakery that made their bread fresh every day. I talk about when I go to Italy, I'm going to eat pasta. I'm going to eat pizza, right? But that Italy approach is not the same as pigging out at Olive Garden on a Friday night because Junior got an A on his report card, right? Or whatever nonsense reason you came up with that's worthy of celebration. Hey, he did good in the T-ball game. You see him? He hit that T-ball off the tee. He hit it off the tee. Amazing. Let's get him ice cream. He hit the stationary ball off the tee. Let's teach him that every time you do an amazing physical feat that no one else has ever done in history, you get a big cone of ice cream. Way to go, Junior, and set the bar high for your accomplishments and rewards. Ridiculous, right? So what better time than Thanksgiving? What better time than Thanksgiving to have some kind of beautiful food tradition? If you know you're going to eat pumpkin pie once a year, then eat it once a year, right? It's also a good time to feel things. When I talk about going inward, like if there was ever a time to test yourself, what better time than Thanksgiving, right? Because what happens? Do you know if you've been Clovis for 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year, like, do you know what happens if you eat a piece of pumpkin pie and a scoop of ice cream and a couple of glasses of wine, right? What happens? It really won't kill you. And it might even be kind of a fun experiment, but I need to warn you with this because you must be prepared. Like if you just came off the Clovis challenge, it's your first 30 days on Clovis, you don't want to go off the rails here. Take it easy. Have a little piece of pumpkin pie, whatever, but just don't go off the rails. You need to be prepared because if you test yourself with sugar or whatever, you might very well wake up the next day with your stomach growling, hungrier than you've been in 6 months, and you feel like you're going to die and you have a headache. If you don't get some carbohydrates, you're going to kill somebody. Your food cravings might come back with a vengeance, right? So I'm not saying it's a good idea to test yourself. But again, my number one truth, as I shared with you last week in AMA 93, go listen to that. My number one truth is self-actualization, experiencing things firsthand. It's very powerful to experience things firsthand for yourself. When people do 30 days of Clovis, I kind of like it when they go out and cheat on day 32 and they feel like they have a hangover the next day from eating toxic food. And they're like, oh my God, I had no idea that food was this powerful. That's a good lesson to learn, okay? But you have to be willing to control it. So understand that like I am the psychopath where if I go off the rails on Thanksgiving, and I won't, but if I did, right, then I am the psychopath who will just fast for the next 24 hours. And I may have intense cravings and I may be starving and I may have a headache and I literally will just breathe and drink water and black coffee and deal with it. But some of you might not be there. Some of you might end up at the damn ice cream shop or going out for brunch and having biscuits and gravy because you have carb cravings from the night before, right? So again, if you've just finished your first 30 days of Clovis, if your discipline is on shaky ground, you don't know how to pull yourself back when you go off the rails a little bit, you might not be ready to test this. But I'm just trying to get you to understand the goal of Clovis is never for you to be some kind of monk-like eater for the rest of your life with this immense discipline that you can never, ever have a bite of anything, not Clovis ever again. The idea is to be a happy, fulfilled person that doesn't emotionally eat, right? That doesn't reach for carbohydrates, doesn't reach for alcohol to numb themselves. Someone that can say, wow, I had way too much cheesecake and holy crap, I feel a little crummy. And the next day you just move on and get back to it. That's what I'm trying to get you to, is a really self-disciplined person, right? The other issue here is Americans have the tendency to overdo everything. So what I mean by that is instead of Thanksgiving being a once per year thing, somehow it becomes Thanksgiving dinner, then the next person's house for a second dessert, then more drinks at the end of the night. So now you've just had this all day fuck fest of eating whatever you want and drinking whatever you want for an entire day. Then you wake up the next day And somehow what happens is us Americans with our abundance of overdoing everything, you wake up and your fridge is full of turkey and gravy and stuffing and sweet potato casserole and chocolate pie and banana cream pudding and sugar cookies and blah, blah, blah. So the next 7 days, you're having chocolate cream pie for breakfast with your coffee. And you're like, it's even better cold, like turkey. It's even better cold. Oh my God, it's wonderful, right? And next thing you know, you're eating like it's Thanksgiving for 7 days because we are gluttonous assholes a lot of the time, right? This is the stuff that you need to avoid. That is the huge mistake. So if you think you're going to ever go down that road, do not go down that road unless you are fully prepared to get right straight back on track. If you want to test yourself, you want to eat some pumpkin pie, want to eat some apple pie, try some ice cream, have a Bailey's and coffee, whatever you want to do, right? Some apple cider with Captain Morgan in it, whatever you want to do, then you can do it, of course, but you just have to remember that there's a price that you're going to pay for that. You need to be able to get yourself back on track. I know that I can do that. Some of you might not be there yet. So you need to decide. This is only a question you can answer for yourself. Again, go inward, okay? Let me go back to some of these comments. What else we got here? We're on people pleasing. What's up? Let's see. Just a thought. How many other people are on a call like this the night before Thanksgiving? Grateful to be a part of life-changing group. Thankful for you, J Doug. You are very welcome, man. I'm thankful for you being here. It really means the world to me. Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me. It's awesome. Jackie, I know so many people who let their family downright abuse them, and the concept of severing ties seems impossible. Read Codependence. Yes, 100%. That's exactly what it is. It is fear of isolation. It's fear of unworthiness. It's fear of not being loved. Like you're going to somehow be deprived of love if you don't do what's supposed to be, what's expected of you, right? Expected of you. My mom's all the way. Nicole, I love me some Justin. I love me some Nicole. Thank you. I appreciate that comment. That's awesome. And we're going to dig into what people are thankful for here. And I want you guys to really chime in, right? What else we got? You got to make a Thanksgiving waffle? No, dude, I'm out. Yeah, so if you want a couple little tricks, I can tell you guys exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I stopped eating at around 5:30 today. This is actually a legit good trick if you just want to remove guilt and have biochemistry on your side. I'm probably going to eat dessert tomorrow. I know I'm going to eat a bunch of Dad's paleo bread. I got a bunch of Rebel ice cream, keto ice cream. I'm bringing like 8 pints of Rebel keto ice cream with me to the main meal that I'm going to. I bought 3 bottles of biodynamic wine today. Like I'm going to drink wine tomorrow. Guys, I go all out on holidays. I really do. I can go off the rails really easily. But tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'll probably fast. Dinner's at 1, so I'll be fasted up until Thanksgiving dinner, which means in the morning, I'll get up, I'll have some black coffee, I'll do my normal meditation, cold shower, all my things that I do, my morning routine, and then I will do a full body, what's called demand training. So I'll either do time under tension or demand trainings, 2 different things. There's a time under tension video in the I Am Clovis members section. But I do a glycolytic body weight workout. It's a full body workout. It takes somewhere between 10 to 15 minutes. And I just blast out all the glycogen from my body. And it's crazy, right? So I might do a set of body weight push-ups to triple failure. That means I do push-ups until I fail, rest 20 seconds, push-ups until I fail, rest 20 seconds, push-up until I fail, rest 20 seconds. That's triple failure. So after triple failure, I will hold in the midway isometric hold and just hold there until I fail and collapse, rest 20 seconds. Then I'll do a negative push-up, lowering as slowly as I can until I collapse and fail. That's my set of push-ups. Then I'll do the same thing, triple failure, isometric hold, negative hold with pull-ups. I'll do the same thing with shoulder presses. I do them against the wall. I do handstand push-ups. I'll do single leg pistol squats, failure on both legs. I'll do abs like toes to bar on the pull-up bar. I'll do those to complete failure. Again, triple failure, isometric hold. So in 15 minutes, you can smoke all the glycogen out of your entire body and just be completely spent, and all your muscle cells would be crazy glucose sensitive and insulin sensitive, right? So then you just go feast and don't worry about it. Do that fasted. I'll do that at probably about like the 14-hour mark fasted. By the time I get to the meal, I mean, it'll be, I'll be 20 hours fasted or something like that. And I'll just pig out. Now, what I'll probably do, this is just me, you guys don't have to do this, but I will probably do simple and sinister, which is 100 kettlebell swings, 50 one-arm kettlebell swings with a 50-pound bell. Then I will do 5 Turkish get-ups on each side, and then I will do that total body workout. So my workout will probably be about a half an hour, and it will absolutely smoke me. I'll be ready to pass out, and then I'll just go feast like a madman, and it will be amazing. And honestly, it'll probably give me better results. It'll be muscle building instead of fat loss, right? But I'm kind of a crazy person, so you don't need to do that if you don't want to. But again, if you are a member, go to that iamclovis.com/members. Check out my little total body time and attention workout. Totally do that. And if that means you have to do push-ups on your knees, do push-ups on your knees. No big deal, right? Just do whatever you can do. That's the beauty of doing body weight and going to failure. Like I might fail at 15 pull-ups. You might fail at 1 negative pull-up where you have to jump to get your chin over the bar and then just lower yourself. That might be failure for you, right? It's whatever's failure for you is great. That's what your body's prepared for. That's adaptation. Where is this magical wine? How have I missed this? Oh yeah, dryfarmwines.com/Clovis. That said, obviously you can't get Dry Farm wines right now because they ship to your house, but you can find biodynamic wine just about everywhere. They have biodynamic wine at Kroger. Benzinger has biodynamic wine. Whole Foods has Frey, F-R-E-Y, which is a vineyard that does biodynamic. I went to a place here in town, Woodland Wine Merchants in Nashville, and I got 3 bottles of biodynamic wine, and I spent about $47 for 3 bottles. I think it wasn't really that bad. I think it was like one was 13, one was 17, one was 16 or something like that. I'm bad at math. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, so I got 3 bottles. But anyway, I don't know what that word means, Julianne. I have no idea what that word means. I couldn't tell you. The only ones I know off the top of my head, biodynamic, are Frey and Benzinger, because those are both American brands that are biodynamic. Like if I showed you the bottles of biodynamic I got, I can't read any of the words on it at all. Like it's all either French or Italian or Spanish. These are imported wines. And I have no idea how to even say the brand names, so I can't help you there. But yeah, so Benzinger, Kroger should have Benzinger, Benzinger. Kroger should have Benzinger. Now, not all of Benzinger's wines are certified biodynamic, but Benzinger is just a great vineyard. So if you really want a good wine, go pick that up. Rebel's fantastic. What else did you say? I just drove 30 minutes to try that Rebel ice cream. Yeah, Rebel, Rebel. Rebel ice cream, Kroger, Publix, Whole Foods, all sorts of places have it. Guys, also, can we just be honest here, Clovis people? When I tell you the brand of something, just Google it. Guys, I don't know where you live. I don't know the grocery stores that are around you. I always crack up when you guys do that to me. It's like, oh, that brand? Where do I get it? I'm like, dude, I don't even know what town you live in. What are you talking about? You know, you might not even have Kroger where you live. Like, if you're in Rhode Island and I say Kroger, you're like, what the fuck is Kroger? You know, so I don't know. Sometimes you just got to Google, guys. I know you like to use me as Google. I get that, but lots of people, you can go search for yourself on some stuff. You can Google biodynamic wine. You can look up Whole Foods biodynamic wine, see what brands they carry. You know, the way that I find these things is not a mystery, y'all. I just look. That's it. Okay. And I know you guys get used to me curating everything for you, which is cool. And I am curating Black Friday deals for you too. So there'll be a Black Friday email going out because most of those deals launch like at midnight tonight or midnight tomorrow. So I'm just going to kind of trickle out those emails as you guys need them, all the different Black Friday deals that Clovis people get, which is awesome. LOL, it's the closest thing to Kroger that we have. What is that? Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what that thing is. I don't even know. Meyer, I have no idea what that means. I had never heard of that. Never would have known that's a grocery store. Nope, no idea. So you guys just, you figure out where you get this stuff. What else we got here? All right, so I want to dig into what people are thankful for because this was great. So a lot of people said like what their big challenges were, and then they said what they're really thankful for. And I love this. It's so good. Let me see here because there was one that I just saw that I had missed. I got some notes here. Let me see. Oh, man, there was one really good thankful one that I missed that I didn't realize. But I got a bunch of other ones here. So if I miss your thankful comment, I can't do all of them. I missed a lot of them. But anyway, so let's just go through. So a lot of you guys shared some challenges and stuff. But obviously, this is not just about the challenges, right? There are some people that have dysfunctional families. We know that. There's a lot of challenges with family. But it also should be a beautiful day. Like it absolutely should be a beautiful day that should be free of judgment. You need to go in and understand other people are probably going to judge you. Other people are going to push your buttons. What kind of person do you want to be? You don't get to decide what type of person someone else is. You don't get to decide. You cannot decide that. You cannot change them. The best you can do is know what's going to happen, be prepared for it, right? And just be the bigger person. That's literally it. That's all you have to do, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but that's why these things are a practice. I keep splashing myself in the face with water. So let's dig into some of these thankful things. So John says, most thankful for the two beautiful and healthy gals in my life. That's his wife and daughter, and I've met them both, and they're incredible and beautiful. And he says, super healthy in large part to this incredible group and you, Justin Nault. Thank you, brother. That means a lot to me. I appreciate it, man. I'm so glad you're on this journey. Jessica says, most thankful for my family. Stephanie says, I am most grateful for my family and this community this year. I'm keeping my tribe smaller and smaller and so blessed. Yes, that is one of the biggest lessons I've ever had in my own journey is when I was young, I wanted to be, we actually used to joke about this when I was in my music career. Me and like my closest buddies from high school would watch the show Entourage. And it was just like, we're going to be that. Like Justin is going to be the main character of Entourage, and we're all going to be in this big mansion and run around Hollywood and do crazy things, right? Like that's really what we wanted. And like, I could not think of something worse at this point in my life. Like no part of me wants that. But I had a lot of acquaintances, a bazillion acquaintances that weren't deep friendships. And now I have really deep friendships. My tribe is smaller and smaller. My tribe online is much bigger. I have all of you guys now, which is beautiful. But in my personal life, my tribe is smaller and smaller. It's compact and very, very deep and very meaningful. I can't remember the last time I had a surface level conversation with somebody who's in my tribe. It just doesn't happen, right? Marilyn, I am most thankful for my family. Jessica, most thankful for my hubby and my kids. Lori, thankful for my family and our health. Stephanie, I am most grateful. Oh, yep, that's the tribe one. I did that one already. Judy, I am thankful for a year of being me, being healthy, and knowing my choices are mine. I am right where I am supposed to be. Love my life. Bring on my Clovis Thanksgiving. Hell yeah. That said, I mean, there is totally a way to do a 100% Clovis Thanksgiving and enjoy it and have desserts and the whole 9 yards and everything. It's wonderful, right? But most of you are going to be in different places with different people involved who probably aren't Clovis and all these things that are going to be thrown in the mix, right? So we have Danielle, thankful for this year, for mindset renewed and clarity on some goals going forward. Also down 30 pounds is a great plus. 30 pounds is a great plus. It's freaking fantastic. Michelle, I'm super grateful to live in a time and place of abundance and opportunity. The fact that I am able to stress about an abundance of food and gifts is a true testament to that. I'm amazed every day of the gifts and abilities I was born with, the people I love were born with, and I'm super grateful to be around loved ones who want to be a part of cultivating genuine love and relationships. That's been the focus for me the past 6 months. And boy, am I grateful that I even have that opportunity. Beautiful. That's what a great comment. That's amazing. Cindy, I am most thankful for the love and support of my family. Without them, I would not be all that I am. I am also thankful for the realization that I am worth more than I ever gave myself credit for. Through the grace of God, meditation, and special people in my life, I am on my way to new beginnings. Thank you also to each of you who have shared your journey. Through Clovis, we are all able to help one another. Isn't that grand? Thank you, Justin, for bringing us all together. May each one of you have a beautiful Thanksgiving. Love your people and show them you care. Tomorrow, never promise. Peace and love, Cindy. Cindy, you make me cry. Damn it. I hate when I get this way in public. It's very difficult for me. But yeah, it's just Clovis, man. It's crazy. This whole thing is so crazy, you guys. It's like life is, I don't even know. It's insane what we have here. This is really crazy, you know? And I just want you guys to understand that this is just authentic. It's just me. I really just want you to be happy. That's it. I want to be happy, right? I am happy. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I want to live with passion. I want to live with love and empathy in my heart. I want what is best for you genuinely. I want what is best for your family, right? This is why I do this. I do Clovis for very specific reasons. And I love it. And it brings me a ton of fulfillment. It brings me a ton of joy. I have a really hard time reading things like that I should have read beforehand, not just on camera, because I'll start crying like a little kid. Because this whole thing is such a whirlwind. I've been doing this for 2 years, right? I've been doing Clovis and this podcast for 2 years. I can't even tell you how grateful I am. I can't start getting into it because I will cry here. You know, it's amazing to me what Clovis is. I can't even wrap my brain around it, you guys. And all I know is that I've had this incredible journey that I've been on, and I want to share it with you. And I realized pretty quickly, once I started the podcast, I realized pretty quickly that a lot of people needed this. And I still don't really know how to wrap my brain around that, in all honesty. I don't know. I can never see myself the way that you see me. So I need you guys to understand that. I need people who saw me on stage as a musician to understand that. I need people who see me as this to understand this. I can't see myself the way you see me. I never will, right? You have to understand, I can't ever watch an AMA and feel what you feel. To me, it's just, oh, that's my voice. I know that guy. Okay, weird, right? It's just weird. I can never see myself like you can. So to me, I am nothing but just standing by your side as a complete equal, just trying to take all of this stuff on with you. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do. And I have learned a whole lot of tricks and tips, and I've put myself through the shit, and I have crawled through the mud and the dirt to get to where I am in terms of self-actualization and my personal growth. And I'm just trying to share that with you. Cold showers aren't any easier for me than they are for you. Journaling and daily meditation, it's not any easier for me. The nutrition, the discipline to get this body that, yes, I understand that I have a body that people would like to emulate, right? I was a fat kid growing up, you guys. Okay. I was 5'2" and 190 pounds. That's 6 inches shorter than I am and 35 pounds heavier than I am when I was 15, right? I used to get my shirt pulled up and slapped and called Doughboy. So you guys have to understand this. This is just me here. That's it. So I'm absurdly thankful for you. And I really don't know how to tell you what I feel when I read these comments. People talk about me online, like Justin says this and Justin says that. I'm like, huh? Like, I can't ever see myself that way. So I'm thankful that you guys just trust me. Like, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for taking my advice. Thank you for saying, wow, he seems to have his stuff together a little bit. I think I'm going to take some of that advice and teach it to my kids. You guys are teaching your kids how to eat based on what I say. I could never tell you how that makes me feel. That level of thankfulness that I have, the gratitude that I have to change some little dude or some little girl's life because I just decided to share, like, hey, yeah, the nutrition space is messed up and it's really hurting kids. You know, this whole thing's crazy for me, you guys. It's like I live in a simulation that I get to do this Clovis thing. It's unbelievable. So that's what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for all of you guys. I want to read some of these comments here. Let's see. What do we got? All right. Jackie, thankful for all my babies, my job, and the beginning of a new season of my life. You are on an incredible path. I love it. I love watching it. I love being a part of it. I love that we do our phone calls every now and then, even when things are too busy to do phone calls. I love them. And I love you for helping me with everything. You have been amazing, huge, giant part of Clovis. It's unbelievable. I'm incredibly grateful for you, Jackie, 100%. Mike, hell yeah, Entourage. Yeah, we used to watch that all the time as a kid. Shelly, I'm thankful for my freedom. I'm currently battling a lot of fear, and oftentimes I am afraid of silly things. And once I remember I am free to make the choices I need to make, I get over that fear a little bit. I'm also thankful for my social circle. My friends, my family and friends are pretty good to me. That's beautiful, Shelby. You're very lucky, very fortunate. And I'm glad that you're aware, like you see that. Very, very fortunate. It's awesome. What else we got here? I found Rebel ice cream. Hope it's worth it. Hopefully. Yeah. Jackie, Uncle Justin. Yes. Judy, trust is one of the strongest words in the English vocabulary. I trust you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It really means the world to me. This whole thing's kind of crazy, right? That a guy can just hang out at his kitchen table and talk to you guys and teach you some things. And that's totally cool. Still getting used to the idea of being an influencer. Things are really growing behind the scenes with Clovis. A lot is going on. I'm being approached by people now for specific things yeah, anyway, you guys will see in the future, like how things change, how things move. But always know that I understand what the heart of Clovis is. The heart of Clovis is you. Clovis is you, right? Clovis is just something in my mind, just something that I dreamed up in my mind. It doesn't exist without the tribe. Clovis doesn't exist without you. Like, you have to understand that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like, I am Clovis. This whole thing would just be like, I am Justin. I am just some guy that lives in Nashville that does cold showers and gets in the sauna and lifts weights and does calisthenics and does crazy biohacking things and whatever, does all this crazy nutrition stuff and experiments and has interesting conversations and does martial arts and shoots guns and all these crazy things, right? All these crazy, wacky things I do. I'm literally just sharing my life with you guys. If there was no you here to listen to me, I would still be doing the same things. That's what's really funny, is like, my life is just my life. My life would be on the same path. I would be doing this thing. So I want you guys to all understand, you all have a very powerful story. Every single one of you. You have a story that's every bit as powerful as mine is, right? Share it. Why not? You know, this is why I tell people about self-actualization and finding things that bring you joy, passion, purpose, fulfillment, right? Just just do what you like. Do what you like just because. There's a really great book out right now, if you guys want to read it, called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. And if I had to pick, that's probably the one book I would pick that is the most closely related to the way that I now see my life philosophy, the way that I think of work, the way that I think of leisure time, the way that I think of hobbies, the way that I think of intellectual pursuits and endeavors. Yeah, it's just a beautiful book. So pick up Stillness is the Key. Very easy read, quick and easy read, beautiful, easy to understand. Great book. But yeah, so that's, I mean, number one, first and foremost, I am obviously thankful for my family. My family is amazing. I love them. They've been super supportive of all my wackiness, from when I literally had a backyard wrestling ring in my backyard and had a public access TV show where I wrestled in my backyard. True story. Or when I sold clothes out of my locker when I was 15 years old, when I started a clothing line, or when I wanted to be a professional musician, when I wanted to be a professional motocross racer, when I wanted to be a professional stand-up comedian, all the crazy things that I've done, right? They've just supported me through it. Just, yeah, be happy, dude. So anyway, I'm super thankful for my family, my friends. I have great friends from childhood, and I have great friends that are just a few months old to me, and I know that will be friends with me for the rest of my life. I'm certain of that. I've met that powerful of people in the year 2019. So I'm crazy thankful. I'm crazy thankful for my family, my friends, and for you, my tribe, Clovis. I love you guys. This is amazing. I thank you so much for letting me do this. I'm eternally grateful for you guys. It's just, that's it. There's not enough I can possibly say about you. But other than that, it's 8:56 now. I suppose I'll let you guys go a couple minutes early tonight. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope that some of this was helpful, if in any way, shape, or form. If any of the things that I said tonight are helpful to you, I hope that they are. I hope that they help you. Here's the thing. If I can leave you with this one thing, a couple things. Leave you a couple things, because I never stop talking. You guys know this. I don't like the people-pleasing phrase. Remove that phrase, people-pleasing. If you're people-pleasing, you're abandoning yourself, okay? Adopt that. Your behavior will change more quickly. Like, every time you think of saying, I'm a people-pleaser, say, I'm abandoning myself. It's going to be really powerful. The other thing is, stop using the term get through the holidays. I cannot stand this. It is in the world of entrepreneurship, when I'm working with marketing companies or working with retailers or working with clients or working with whoever I may be working with, there's just this email that keeps coming through. We just need to get through the holidays. We just need to get through the holidays. I want to do this, but I just need to get through the holidays. I want to do that, but I just need to get through the holidays. Stop doing that, okay? Someone said in one of the comments that I read, tomorrow is never promised. It just isn't, right? There are little things that we don't think about, okay? If you're a mom, I want you to think about this. There will be a time, some point in your life, where you will pick up your child and put them down, and that will be the last time you will ever pick up your child, ever. That is a reality. You won't know that that's the last time. You won't know when it happens. You'll have no idea. But there will be a moment that you might not even remember 10 years from now. That was the last time you ever picked up your kid. So think about that. What if this is the last Thanksgiving with somebody that you see tomorrow? What if this is the last time that you live in this particular town and do this particular thing for Thanksgiving? Can we just be present? I know you love Clovis. Stay off your phones. Unless you're driving and listening to my podcast, when you get in the house, shut the phone off. Use the phone as a camera. Put it in airplane mode and take pictures of your family. Don't post to Instagram right away. Post to Instagram tomorrow, Friday, whatever. It's not a big deal, okay? Just understand that, you guys. Be present. Stop saying we need to get through the holidays. If the holidays are something that you need to get through, the way you need to get through a workout that you hate, I got to get through this Barry's boot camp workout, right? The holidays shouldn't be that. Don't get through the holidays. Embrace the holidays. Soak up the holidays, okay? Embrace this fully. Be present. Pay attention. I don't care if your stepdad is telling you about his favorite football team for the 100th time and you couldn't care less. Look him in the eyes, sit there, listen to what he cares about. Take it in. Listen. You are not above his stories of football, okay? You are not above your sister's stories of her job. You're not above any of this stuff. Grandma White might want to talk to you about the weather, and it might be boring, okay? Embrace it. Smile. Think about what it really is, because it's not about the weather. Not about the weather at all. It's about the connection between you and another human being. Soak that connection in. That is the lifeblood of our experience here as human beings. Connections with one another. If you can sit here and listen to my dumbass rant for an hour, you can listen to your grandma talk to you about the weather. Okay? And I hope you do tomorrow. And I hope you embrace it. Jackie, I had a feeling that one would hit you. Yeah. There will come a time when it is the last time you pick up your child. Very, very few people ever think of things like that. They really don't. You know what I mean? Kind of crazy. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving 2019. I love you guys so much. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you for letting me do this. Thank you for being here with me on Thanksgiving Eve. I hope you have an amazing day tomorrow. I know I will. I'll be driving around a Tesla and eating Rebel keto ice cream and feasting at every house that I go to. It's going to be amazing. And maybe I'll get loopy on some Dry Farm wines and almost cry again. I'll get on here live and cry for you guys if that's what you want to see. But really, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Clovis. Have an amazing night. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy tomorrow. Love your people with all your heart. Be present for every single second. Good night.